So today we're doing multiplying integers. So let's just get started. We have a two-passenger submersible descends at a rate of 40 feet per minute. The table below shows the submersible's depth after various minutes. So you can see this table. After 1 minute, it's negative 40 because it's going down, it's descending. After 2 minutes, it would be negative 80. So we are to write two different addition expressions that could be used to find the submersible's depth after 3 minutes. Then find the sum. So addition expressions. So we could say negative 40, which is 1 minute, plus negative 80, which is 2 minutes. And that would give me negative 120 feet. And then I could also say, if I know that it's 40 feet per minute and I'm wanting 3 minutes, then I could just take negative 40 plus negative 40 plus negative 40, which is going to equal negative 120 feet. Okay? And then I could also solve that same problem using multiplication. So I could say 3 times negative 40, and that would get 120 feet. And the reason for that is, if you look, I'm adding negative 40 plus negative 40 plus negative 40, which is the same thing as just multiplying 3 times that negative 40. Okay? So in essence, multiplication is just a repeated addition. Okay? So 3 times negative 40, again, would be the same thing as saying negative 40 plus negative 40 plus negative 40. Okay? And so one thing that we can look at is when you're multiplying two integers with different signs, the answer is going to be negative. So if I have 2 times a negative 6, one positive, one negative, the answer is going to be negative a negative 12. And if I have negative 2 times 6, we just changed where the negative sign was. One's still negative, one's still positive, so the answer is still negative a negative 12. So let's look at some examples. We have 4 times a negative 3. One's negative, one's positive, so the answer is going to be negative. And 4 times 3 is 12, so negative 12. Let's see, negative 8 times 5. Again, one is negative, one is positive, so the answer is going to be negative. And 5 times 8 is 40, so negative 40 is the answer. All right, so take a minute, answer these, and then come back and see how you did. All right, we have 1 negative, 1 positive, so the answer is going to be negative, and 5 times 7 is 35. And then 6 times negative 9, one's negative, one's positive, so the answer is going to be negative, and 6 times 9 is 54, so we have negative 54. And the last one is negative 10 times 4. One is negative, one is positive, so the answer is negative, and 10 times 4 is 40, so it's negative 40. All right, I'm sure you all did great. All this table is showing us is it's demonstrating to you how we multiply negative numbers together and positive numbers together. So for example, if I'm taking all of these numbers in the input and I am multiplying them times negative 5, I am going to then get an output, okay? And since every time it's negative 5, it should go up by 5 every single time, okay? So if we start with 2, a positive 2 times a negative 5 gives me a negative 10. A 1 times a negative 5 is a negative 5. 0 times anything is 0. Now you notice on those first two, when we had one positive, one negative, we had negative answers. Now we go down a number, negative 1 times negative 5, and we get a positive 5. And negative 2 times negative 5, we get a positive 10. So what that tells us is that when you multiply two numbers with the same sign, you're going to get a positive answer. So for example, if I have 4 times 6, both positive, I have a positive 24 as an answer. Likewise, when I multiply two negatives, negative 4 times negative 6, I still get a positive 24. So when we have the same signs multiplying together, the answer will be positive. All right, let's look at some examples. We have 6 times 6, both positive, so it's a positive 36. Then we have negative 7 times negative 4. They're both negative, so two negatives will make a positive, and it will be a positive 28. Now try these next two, and then come back and see how you did. All right, so we have a negative and a negative being multiplied together, so the answer is going to be positive, and 12 times 2 is 24. On the next one, we have negative 15 times negative 4. They're both negative, so the answer is going to be positive, and 15 times 4 is 60. All right, I'm sure you guys did great on that one. Let's look at a word problem. It says an airplane descends, so it's going down, at a rate of 175 feet per minute. What is the airplane's change in altitude after 5 minutes? So it's descending, so it's going to be a negative 175. And we can kind of look at a table, or we could make a table. And after 1 minute, it's a negative 175. So that means after 2 minutes, it would be negative 350. And after 3 minutes, it would be negative 525, because it's going down 175 each time. So they want to know what it would be after 5 minutes. Well, instead of going each time until we get to 5, we could simply just set up an equation. 5 times negative 175, and that would equal negative 875. There's one positive, one negative, so the answer is negative. And that tells us that the change in altitude is negative 875 feet. Okay? Now take a second and try the next one. A scuba diver descends from a surface at a rate of 7 feet per minute. What was the scuba diver's depth at 15 minutes? All right, try that and come back once you get it done. All right, let's see how you did. So if we have 7 feet per minute, and they want to know, and after 15 minutes, then we're going down, so it's a negative 7. And we multiply that times 15, or 15 minutes, and times negative 7. Our answer is going to be negative, and it'll be 105 feet. So negative 105 feet. Okay? You can also do this when you have more than two terms, like we've been doing, or two integers. So we have this one, we have 3. We have 6 times negative 3 times negative 2. So we use the associative property to group the first two together, and that would be 6 times negative 3. One's positive, one's negative, so that gives me a negative 18. And now negative 18 times negative 2, they're both negative, so my answer is positive 36. Okay, so try these next 3, and then come back and see how you did once you're done. All right, let's see how you did. So 19, 11 times 3 would be 33, times negative 2 would give me a negative 66. Okay? And this one is negative 8 times 10 times negative 2. So negative 8 times 10 would give me negative 80. Negative 80 times negative 2, they're both negative, so my answer is positive 160. And then on the third one, I have negative 10 times negative 4 times negative 6. Negative 10 times negative 4 is going to give me a positive 40, because two negatives will make a positive when I multiply, times negative 6 is going to give me a negative 240. Okay? All right. Now let's talk about algebraic expressions. So we can use the rules to for multiplying integers to simplify and evaluate algebraic expressions. So let's simplify algebraic expression. This one says to simplify negative 3a times negative 12b. Well, we could break all of that apart and say negative 3 times a times negative 12 times b. And then we can use our commutative property of multiplication, and we can move some things around. We'll put all of our coefficients in front and then our variables in back. So negative 3 times negative 12, there's two negatives, so it makes a positive. 3 times 12 is 36. And then a times b would just be ab. And so this is 36ab, which is 36 times a times b. Okay? All right, you try these next 3 real quick and then come back and see how you did. All right, let's see how you did. 9 times negative 3 times w. So 9 times negative 3, one's positive, one's negative, so the answer is negative 27w. Okay? And then we have 2e times 9f. That would be like saying 2 times e times 9 times f. Then we could use our commutative property of multiplication and say 2 times 9 times e times f. 2 times 9 is 18e f. Okay? And then on the last one, we have negative 8 times 7m. One's negative, one's positive, so the answer is going to be negative. 8 times 7 is 56, and then my variable of m. All right, I'm sure you guys did wonderful. And our last thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about evaluating. So we have to evaluate 4xy. So when you have it written like this, that means 4 times x times y. And then we know that x is 3 and y is negative 5. So we just plug in the 3 for the x and the negative 5 for the y. And it looks like this over here. 4 times 3 times negative 5. Then we can use the associative property and group these together. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times negative 5. One's negative, one's positive, so the answer is negative. Negative 60. Okay? Try these last three on your own and then come back and see how you did. All right, let's see how you did. So we have negative 2 times negative 4 is for x times 8 is for y. Negative 2 times negative 4, those are both negative, so you get a positive 8 times 8. And 8 times 8 is 64. All right. Then we have 5 times x times y, so 5 times negative 4 times 8. 5 times negative 4 would give me a negative 20. Negative 20 times 8 would give me a negative 160. Okay? And the last one would be negative 3 times negative 4 times negative 8. Negative 3 times negative 4, two negatives will make a positive, so that would be 12 times negative 8. One positive, one negative is going to give my answer negative, and it would be 96, so negative 96. All right, if you got any questions, just send me an email, let me know. Otherwise, continue on to your homework. Have a great day.